Hey guys, it's Stell back here, bringing you some Ground War Domination commentary on Jungle. In this particular map, I'm using the FAMAS with dual mags. The FAMAS seems to be my favorite weapon. I really do enjoy that particular weapon. My perks are Hardline, Sleight of Hand, and Marathon. None of these are pro at the moment because I've decided to prestige off the first prestige. So I made it to first prestige. Now I'm going to go through the second prestige, and now I feel that I am also going to go for the third prestige, and the reason behind that is because you don't gain a slot, a custom slot, until you hit the third prestige. So if you're going to go for number 2, you might as well just go for number 3, so you can get that extra slot. That's not what I want to talk about in this particular map. What I want to talk about is spawn trapping versus camping. In this particular match, I thought there was a pretty good example of a great spawn trap. You do it nice and tight, and they're pretty much trapped back in the side of A the entire time of this match. It takes a few minutes for it to get to set up, but we finally do get it going. Now, I've talked to one of my friends about this particular subject, spawn trapping versus camping, and he brought up a pretty cool point that I thought that makes sense to me. Now, I know there's a bunch of different views on this. What is camping? What is spawn trapping? And quite frankly, everybody has their own definition of what camping is. Now, what he told me, I think I agree with. He said spawn trapping is adding something to the objective or helping the team in some way, while camping is not adding anything to the objective or helping the team. In this particular instance, I'm up on the B bridge here, and I'm guarding B, and I'm also trying to keep them back towards their spawn behind ruin. I'm adding something to the objective, and I'm helping the team. If I was sitting in this hut and waiting for them to come up the ramp or something like that, that's not really doing much. All I'm doing is looking in one avenue, one alleyway. I'm not patrolling anything like I am in here. I'm guarding B and guarding back towards A, make sure to come through that. On my right hand side, I occasionally stick my head out and look up towards that path coming up to B hut, and then also on the other side of the bridge, making sure that path, the sandbag path, is clear of guys. So I'm helping the team in some way, while camping would not be doing that. Now let's talk about, since we're setting up the spawn trap right now, how to effectively spawn trap on this map. First and foremost, you need a pretty stellar team to do it. Pretty good team that coordinates and works well, because you get a lot of ground to cover. And second off, you want to make sure that you are spawning from the C spawn. You want to make sure that they're on A and they're spawning C. Now I'm sure you could do it on C, but I feel it would be a lot harder to try to do that versus getting them on the A spawn, and here's the reason why. Here on C, there are multiple ways and multiple directions people can leave the C spawn. You have C bridge that leads to B hut. You have going down the hill towards B underneath the bridge. You can go down the hill and go towards the village, back towards that way, so there's multiple views down there. You can, if you can survive it, the jump down from the C rock, that big rock that all the noobs like to hang out at. If you can jump down and survive that, that's another way of losing it. And then you have behind C, that elevated dock area that leads to that big wide open space behind C. I feel that would be a lot harder to do. You need a lot more guys, and you'd be spread a little bit too thin than this way. At least on this side, if they're spawning A, they're getting channeled down towards B. Also the village. You have the village. You have 1 or 2 guys on the village area. That's locked down. You have the rest of your guys over here on the B here. They're being channeled towards B, and then also you would have 1 guy on the path leading up to B hut. If you can lock that down, you can effectively do this, and like we do it in this map. We have a nice tight crisp spawn trap on these guys that these guys never ever break this entire match. And I feel that's how we do that. Is if you can keep them on A, it's gonna be a lot easier than trying to do it on C. You see me here trying to just patrol this area, and I'm starting to realize that everybody's starting to push forward in front of me, and I'm about to jump down to that. Now I'm going to show you how we set this up here. Here's my little overlay showing you how this is how we do it, from the rock on the left all the way engulfing B path, and then back towards the ruin a little bit. But don't break that, because they're going to start jumping here. Here's the other side of the village. We have 3 guys here. You can't see the third. There he is. That we don't go past that last hut. So if you can keep the kind of angles there, you should be able to keep them there the entire match. Now from this area here, there's a couple things you have to watch out. The left hand side doorway towards A, and then also make sure you keep the top of ruin there, because that's a nice little camping spot, sniping spot people like to hang out. And then of course down below on the right of ruin, if you're looking at it. So if you can keep that perspective and keep your eyes open to that, you should be able to really do well. And I did pretty well. I don't get monster. I wasn't here to show you this game for monster scores. You could go 23-4, and on ground war, that's not that great. But I think what I wanted to show you is the actual trap that we put these guys in. And I think this was a pretty good example of that. I have to pick up another weapon because I run out of ammo. And I think this is actually my first time using this particular weapon. I think it's the M14, right? I think it is. And kind of funny, if it is the M14, that is the same weapon that the Marine Corps silent rifle team uses during the drill. The silent drill team that goes out in ceremonial uniform, and they do drill maneuvers silently. There's no commands. They're all trained to do these maneuvers, these sequences, by memory. And this is the weapon that they have. It's kind of cool, is that each weapon is kind of sort of designed towards them. It's weighted differently towards their body type and their weight. So it has the perfect weight to it for that person, so it doesn't isn't too over cumbersome for them to maneuver. So a little tidbit there. Well, like I said, it's my first time using it, and I'm starting to get it pretty quickly. I think it's a pretty cool gun. I do like it. I get my chopper gunner and I call that baby in. I don't think I do that great of a kills on it as I thought I would do, but that's okay. And since we're kind of getting a little bit closer to the end of the match, I'm going to kind of give you my thoughts on this particular map. This map is pretty fun. A lot of different areas to go through. A lot, as we all know, a big, huge battle ensues right here at B. And if you can lock down B, you pretty much can own this entire map. It doesn't matter where point you hold, as long as you can get B, you're fine. I feel that a lot of guys like to camp in the village, especially that hut that everybody goes to that leads to the sandbag path. Everybody likes to camp right there, and I would be lying saying that I don't sit there sometimes myself, because you can get a pretty good overlook. You can look at the Sea Rock pretty well, and you can get the behind sea, the wide open area. You can get a couple good shots on them before they realize where they're getting shot from. But I think everybody does that, and everybody knows that. So I think as soon as you're coming around those corners, their first look is right up there at that hut. So be wary of that. The map is big, but it doesn't feel big, at least to me, for some reason. Like on Array, you run for a year and a half, and then you die, and then you have to run all over again. I don't feel like that in this map. I don't think this map is as big as Array, but it's pretty big. I think it's maybe because there's a lot of different things, a lot of turns you have to take instead of wide open space like there is on Array. If I haven't said it before, I'll say it again. I hate Array. I think Array is my least favorite map. I despise it because I hate the fact that you run for a year and a half, and then you die, and then you got to run all over again. You might as well just skip it because you're not going to get anything done. You see me get napalm there. I think it was coming from the sniper that was back there that was shooting some guys up, because nobody else was getting kill streaks as much as he was. Now they're starting to a little bit break it and get up towards the top there. We do take this back from them. I think we got a little bit sloppy on how that went down, but it pretty much is the end of the match anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the match. I hope you guys learned something from this. I know I did when I played this. Leave your likes down if you liked the video or enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you so desire, and I will catch you guys on my next video.